welcome everyone back to Let's Play XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. Last time, we engaged in fisticuffs with some Advent soldiers. We got Cabal and a couple other people shooting at a Zectoid. Yeah. We also acquired Neptune and Nepgear, both promoted into our new CPU class. And his head is invisible. Also, this is kind of a really poorly done firing range. I mean, like right there, I think my camera just got hit by debris. I guess they simply don't care about ricochets. Alright. Oh yes, we got an engineer, so we're starting to clear this debris.
Commander, we have a lead on the alien black site, but we'll have to rely on the local resistance to actually get us into the facility. We should try to make contact with their forces in the region as soon as possible. It's the only way we're going to find out what's behind this so-called Avatar project.
You know, I like how he said last time that they didn't know where the black site was. Yet, as soon as I go back to the geoscape, there's a ping immediately showing me where the black site is. Granted that we have to contact with the local resistance, but still. Where's the resistance? No, let me go back to the other one.
Avenger plotting new course.
These scannable things will disappear over time, so it is in our interest to finish scanning these. Intact structures. Let's see. We have a little bit of money. Only a little bit, though. I'm trying to remember which one of these that requires an engineer to staff it to become effective. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably have our new engineer here start clearing this machinery. It's going to take them a while to do it, but... start that. Let's go to the rookies.
Avenger plotting new course.
Alright, so we've got this room clear. So, what I could do is I could have this person help clear the alien machinery, but what I'm actually going to do... we can start clearing these alien debris. If memory serves, the Guerrilla Tactics School does not require anyone to staff it. Like, it doesn't have an engineering spot, but even if it does, it isn't that big of a deal. So go ahead and put a guerrilla tactics school here.
We will start work on the new facility right away, Commander. I'll send word when it's up and running.
Yeah, it'll be more useful for me to assign that engineer. To have that facility online. Back to the bridge. Actually, we're about to have a flop mission, to be sure. What I've noticed from my other campaigns is the mission Lost and Abandoned will trigger approximately 14 days after the campaign starts, if you have it enabled. So, we're about day 14.
You are too trusting, John. The skirmishers are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when we meet, Volk.
You take their side after all we've seen these years.
Look, I'm not exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up. Commander, that was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers. No one's big on working with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you wouldn't be here without their help. Both the Reapers and the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between.
That's nice.
Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice, quiet spot on neutral ground.
Also, we'll be nowhere near
So,
South America.
Let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today. I'd advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
Some of my people could use a hand in the field. Shouldn't be anything too tough. What do you say?
Sure.
Not sure how long our contacts are going to wait for us, Commander. So I'd recommend we proceed as soon as possible.
What a scientist
All
out of
available
this.
soldiers are standing by to deploy.
Setting course for the Arctic.
So Nepgear has recovered. But it does not appear that Neptune has, even though they were both out for 6
Each
days.
faction has agreed to allow a 2-person squad to escort them to the rendezvous point. Hopefully that should be enough to keep them from killing each other. We've got a temporary ceasefire in place for the duration of the meet, but still, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be ready for anything.
For the med kit. Honestly, I wish I could augment the handgun, because I would love to have the repeater on the handgun. Let's not actually put it into this rifle. Stock on. medkit. Leave him here. That case. Leave healers here. Let's see, who am I gonna take with you? Yeah, lightly wounded. With no time on that clock. Alright, we're gonna go with, not to call. Probably should have given him the... Oh well. Or the medkit.
Ranger deployed.
Menace, ready to deploy.
The Reapers and Skirmishers have been at each other's throats for years, so we're keeping the exact meeting point strictly need to know. You'll split into 2 squads, rendezvous with each faction, and bring their envoy directly to the location of the meet. Officially, this city no longer exists, so we don't expect a lot in the way of advent resistance. Still, keep your eyes peeled. It's been about 20 years since we last stepped foot in this place.
So can somebody tell me how they picked up a new Beijing, like, a couple hundred miles north of where it should be? Slightly to the east as well.
Proceed to the first set of coordinates. Firebrand and the second team will head to the next drop point.
Detecting increasing biological signatures in the area ahead.
Then I'd say we're in the right place. Stay sharp out there today, people. Just because this city was abandoned doesn't mean it's lifeless.
If you are hungry, there's more where that came from. Impressive reflexes, but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
You are safe here. More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishers of yours. Your presence already disturbs them. We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
The laser is physically rendered there for a few seconds.
Uploading the coordinates to the rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox. Praetor Mox. His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure hands are bloody on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks, and our marksmen are unmatched by even the best XCOM has to offer.
You know, to be honest, Volk, I'm gonna say you're wrong on that one. I still think a fully upgraded marksman is better than a Reaper. But Reapers can move and shoot without needing a special perk. So, Reapers have basically a better concealment. And also, you basically want them in shadow all the time. So, what I'm going to do... There are 3 sections to this map. I will save the beginning of each section.
I will reposition.
Damaged and dormant all these years, these devices still emit trace elements of unstable radiation. I cannot fathom what they were like in their original function.
We were there, Doctor. You're better off having missed it.
My turn on watch.
Heading to that location. On Overwatch.
Leave it to me!
My life is in your hands.
You know, I thought they were supposed to be talking. Oh, here we go. Oh, right. I haven't upset them yet. She's in this.
Reapers are always vigilant.
So we can have some fun here with Squad Side.
Enemy destroyed.
These creatures' true strength lies in their numbers. As you can see, they fall easily. If we are careful with our shots, we will prevail. No more time for regrets. We are not alone.
Those things, they still look like people.
What was human died years ago. Only the taint of the aliens survives now. Where there is one, more will follow. You must not hesitate to destroy them.
Effectively, this is the gimmick for fighting the Lost. Every time you kill one, then your action is refunded. However, if you blow them up with a grenade, well, your action is not refunded. So for example, because I killed that one Lost, I got my extra. I missed there, but I still dealt a single point of damage, but my turn is over because I failed to kill them. You know, it seems the Lost HP is not double. It's in our interest to shoot them whenever we can. Granted, we're gonna serve this shoot. Oh hey, we got a promotion. That was actually relatively lucky. Those are all sub 70% shots.
Don't rely on weapons too much.
Boy, you should know how to use your hands like that. It just falls off. Probably going to reveal Elena there.
This creature's DNA has mutated well beyond what we would classify as human. Perhaps the result of long-term exposure to the alien radiation from those pods. Though why anyone would subject themselves to that, I cannot imagine.
When the governments fell, millions starved. Many fled to cities such as this to scavenge for food. They did not heed the warnings.
Good riddance.
Go ahead and fix that. Elena here can be my recon. This is usually what I use Reapers for.
Moving out.
Moving.
It's not really important that we take cover because I don't think it really helps us.
Let's do this.
My My people have encountered these beings before. At first, they may appear mindless, but they hear quite well. In great numbers, they can be very deadly.
Oh, hi.
I never let my prey go. They're not as strong as they look.
91. 87.
Don't think I couldn't handle that.
As you order, Commander. I see everything.
Go, go, go!
Here they come. By the way, if I cut them down with a sword, it does not refund my action.
An entire city of our own people left to turn into these things.
Yes. All we can offer them now is a merciful death.
Go and cap this guy.
Kill confirmed.
That solves one of our top to bottom with accuracy. The quickest way to get overrun by the Lost is, well, roll a miss. Like that. That's the quickest way to be in trouble with the Lost.
Enemy down. Okay. Scanning.
No one will cross.
Okay, good. We did roll for 3.
Hostile neutralized.
These creatures are worse even than Advent. They have no cause, no fear. They simply exist. If we do not defeat the aliens soon, we will become little more than they are.
Has anyone actually gone up here when any of you have played this mission? I just thought about that. I don't know if I've ever explored that second floor.
This is exciting.
I'm on the move.
There's our extraction point.
I am on watch.
That's affirmative. Let's rock.
We risk all this for Pray Tell Mox? If he is not what you say he is, I shall kill him myself.
Looking forward to this meeting already.
Yeah.
I am trusting you.
Extraction point is close, but looks like these things don't want to make it easy for you.
We will make it your pet Advent in time. I won't let them past.
Right here, that shouldn't upset them.
I'm on the move.
Overwatch.
Central. Biological signatures are grouping into a singular mass. One closing in on this position.
A swarm. We must push forward before it arrives.
I'm sure that'll be fine. Yeah, let's cap this one.
Taken care of.
That's all gone and upset them. To hit. I probably should move first.
Enemy eliminated.
Yeah, let's move up first.
Heading out. Hostile neutralized.
Hit 81, probably 100. Average luck is 27%.
Target biological readings in your general area are clear. No more creatures on approach.
For now.
Then let's not linger here. Head to the evac coordinates now.
Yeah, we're on it.
Move it!
By the way, if you're playing this for the first time, it's in your interest to keep Elena here.
I go where you tell me.
In shadow for this entire section.
Watching for years, my people hunted his kind. For years, we survived. Now you risk everything for your dreams of peace.
If you haven't noticed, the aliens have been kicking our planet's ass for the past 20 years. You think maybe it's time we try something else?
If only your speeches could take down these cursed creatures.
With the psionic powers of this game, that probably can be arranged.
Move, move, move!
But, Elena has, a skill called Shadow, which allows them to take, basically what she's in right now. It allows her to re-enter concealment.
I will go. I'll watch closely.
It is in our interest, though, to have that charge for the second, or for the third.
You should have a clear path through now. Second squad is already en route to Mox. Proceed to the rendezvous and await their arrival.
Oh, we'll be there.
This was our introduction to the Lost, by the way. The second part is actually more difficult. And honestly, probably where you want the sharpshooter instead of where I put him in the first group.
Looks like trouble ahead. The rendezvous could be compromised. Stay focused. Contact! Get down! We may have a bigger problem here. I'm guessing that's our man. Well, our contact anyway.
Kroxod. Advent. Puppet. Moxtala. Fortet. They were sent here to hunt, to purge the Drog-10, the Lost. Our meeting point is still secure. She is free of the imposter gods. I would give anything that all my kind could say the same. Even sit down with your Reapers. Now, we must go.
I like the skirmishers quite a bit.
Rendezvous with Outrider is further ahead. Proceed through this district as quickly as possible, but be careful. Something tells me this city still has a few more surprises to throw our way.
Surprises are the least of our worries today. It is these Reapers of yours that are of true concern.
We, the skirmishers, were created by the false gods of this world to serve and die as their puppets. We retain all that we were and more, and our prowess in battle serves us well in our cause. In close combat, none can stand opposed to us.
You know, they say in close combat none can stand opposed to them. I still think a fully kitted out ranger is stronger than a skirmisher. But that's just my experience. If you're familiar with the grappling hook from XCOM Enemy Unknown, Enemy Within, it works the exact same way. Go ahead and bring Cabal up.
All forces converge. I am sure.
Okay. Okay, I'll do my best.
We have a fancy new button with Nepgear, which we will be using later.
I go. It is under my watch. Excellent. I will move. Tactical movement.
Don't remember seeing these things before.
You were not meant to. Purifiers were created with a singular purpose, to contain the top 10, the Lost. We must eliminate this patrol quickly before others arrive.
Fine by me. Take them down.
Okay. So, unfortunately, Cabal is not in a position to engage them. Go ahead and give Mox slow cover. So Nepgear, provided she hits the target, has a 5% chance to instantly liquidate the target. Nepgear's luck has actually been pretty good so far.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that actually isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. But neither is this, really. So, Purifiers really struggle to shoot at something directly above them. That one, he actually got the fire on target.
Your poor excuse for tactics disgraces the Brotherhood.
Oh, of course, you shite me over it. I'm trying to move closer to get a better shot. That's a little better. That's 100 to hit, so that's a kill.
For the free. Weapon ammunition is low. No ammo.
Okay, you're gonna try to torch Nepgear. I would appreciate it if you don't. Ah, you missed.
Affirmative.
Alright, this should work.
The patrol has been liberated. May their lives not be lost in vain. We must push forward and complete our mission.
Works for me. Move out.
Cover me. Reloading. Yes, Commander.
Incoming transmission.
Go ahead and reload.
Shall I resume operation?
Oh, yes, I actually forgot to save on this opening section. I will go ahead and do so now, though. Don't remember. Okay, well, it's auto-saving every turn, so...
No problem. I can do this.
No trespassers.
Use this location as a staging point for your operation.
It's not quite where I wanted to move you, but that works too.
As good as my sister.
Changing position. Moving there.
I was actually hoping that wouldn't trigger that.
This is no patrol. It's an army.
Yes, one we do not have time to face.
Everyone, get back!
Purifiers may be down, but unfortunately, that was our extraction point.
I fear that is not the worst of it. Multiple biological signatures rapidly on approach to your position.
The Lost. The sound of combat excite them. They are drawn to it.
And you just blew up a fuel truck?
There was no other choice. Find an alternate exit. We will deal with the Lost. Draklar. Dashers. They are not as docile as the rest of their kind.
An apt description. It would seem the mutation has somehow accelerated these Dashers' metabolism, allowing enhanced speed and agility, with a corresponding increase in aggression.
We're just gonna quickly move up here where Mox is. Mox, go this way.
As
Mox,
you command.
The one we have to ensure doesn't die.
Non-evade detection.
Here they come.
I must improve.
The shockwave of that explosion reverberated throughout most of the city. I would expect a significant reaction from the Lost.
The only reaction I will accept from them is their deaths. Find us that exit.
Well, it's time for me to press this new fancy button called HDD. Go hard drive divinity, and I'll just tap my 3 key a bunch of times.
My power is rising! I did it! Even stronger!
Isn't this revolver great? There, they're all dead. We were surrounded. And now we're not.
As you order.
I think there was some Lost over here. Now,
this territory is still under
HDD decreases your defense by 15. So, if I'm getting shot at, it's actually not that desirable. basically almost completely negate slow cover. Also, the HDD effect ends.
That whole area is hotter than we thought. Gonna need a little more time.
Understood. Holding position.
If memory serves, the evac point is this way.
Maybe I'm not good enough.
And just like that, this gets a lot more interesting.
I take a new approach. We triumph. I need ammunition. We take from the Elder stock. I need ammo. Attacking on sight.
Interesting, like I didn't disintegrate. Good shooting.
Unfortunately. Think we've got something here. Just need another minute.
You have your minute.
You know, Cabal, that probably works better if you're trying not to shoot through the entire ambulance. See, that guy has 3 health.
No one escapes. The light has left them. Watch order confirmed. It begins.
Actually, I'm gonna back up Nepgear.
Readings are all over the place. The Lost are almost right on top of you. These Lost seem to be pretty sensitive to noise. The sounds of combat are likely to draw even more of them. We found a new route that should get you to the rendezvous point safely. The Lost are still converging on the area, so make it fast.
That will not be a problem.
Well, we're already here, so let's get Mox there first. He's the important one.
I go quickly. En route.
Go ahead and reload there, Cabal.
Yes.
And Nepgear.
Outrider and the first team should be waiting for you ahead. I know this wasn't the easiest stop, but I have to believe it'll still be worth it in the end.
That depends on the Reapers.
I don't know, this has gone better than our first mission did. And the second one. We haven't taken a single point of damage yet. The hard part is phase 3. Specifically the start of phase 3.
Rendezvous point directly ahead. Let's try and play nice today, people.
So, Advent's most brutal captain comes to atone for his crimes.
I am no longer that being. I am free now.
Taking off that helmet does not change what you are. Reapers have long memories. Elder Craxad. Anytime.
The way I see it, we have 2 options. Join forces and kick the Elders off our world, or kill each other here and now. The choice is yours.
No one has ever done that before. No one shall ever do that again.
What the hell is that?
Vox Prima, Elder Assassin, relentless death that stalks my kind, Butcher of free Advent.
My people face another like her. They are the undying, Advent's curse upon us. We must combine strength if we are to have any chance of success.
You are welcome to try.
I like how as soon as they see the Elder Assassin, they're like, well, let's forget all the hostility between each other.
Your Reapers face a being such as this?
They appeared without warning years ago. Had they not, we would have already regained our home.
Such arrogance. The Elder's will extends throughout the universe. I am but one of their instruments.
Alright, so... we get to face off with the Chosen Assassin. There's a couple of strategies to deal with her here. One strategy, and this is probably what I'm going to end up doing, is get everyone off of this bridge.
Yeah!
Yes.
The height advantage is nice, but she's cloaked, so what's happened to me before is what she'll do is she'll come up, she'll jump up to the bridge, attack you, and then jump back down.
I'll be serious.
She effectively has concealment, similar to what happens when we're concealed.
Time to be serious.
So I'm gonna group everyone up over here. Except Elena. Elena's going to be my forward unit. Make sure we're not
on the move
too lined up, because I just remembered she has an AoE attack. So I'm a little too tightly packed together. Elena, I want like right here.
I am trusting you.
Elena's job will be to find me that assassin.
Consider yourselves lucky.
Okay, these are random. These strengths and weaknesses are semi-random. I believe if you have Lost on Abandonon, she always has adversaries Reapers. Don't remember if she always has Shadow Step or not. She has Revenge, so if we miss against her, there's a chance she will return fire. Weakness is Bewildered, so we have to focus her down. She does not have the melee vulnerability, nor the melee immunity.
At the very least, you will die in honor.
And she's close. Alright, since she does not trigger Overwatch, also, she has a melee weapon, but it has a special property that it cannot miss. So... I wonder if she's still standing where she appeared. If so, I can see her.
I will reposition.
And there we go. Revealed her. What can we do with that information? Not a whole lot, I'm afraid. I don't know if she can actually move far enough to attack us this turn.
Roger that.
It's my turn, okay?
There's no real point into going into Overwatch, so we're just gonna hunker down. Okay, there's no real point in me putting the Claymore down. I am gonna go ahead and take the shot. There's a coin flip I revealed myself.
I won't be slowed by your feeble attack.
That changes things.
Unit ready.
I would give her aid protocol, but that's not going to help her.
tactical movement. Moving.
Not quite close enough to throw a grenade. Take the shot.
I will not fail you again.
Your mistake could prove costly.
Oh, right. She's going to return fire. Forgot about that. So what she's probably going to do is... Yeah, she's going to try to cloak and run away.
You will join your compatriots soon enough. Back to the shadows.
And she failed to kill herself.
I am coming for you, Commander.
It looks like the Chosen knocked one of our soldiers into a daze. We need to get someone over there to help them get back on their feet before that thing can move in and attack.
Mox not reach her. We're gonna go ahead and dash over there. I don't remember if I can still do the... I can.
I will help.
Come on, I need to revive.
Is wrong here.
Not quite.
I admire your attempts at loyalty, as futile as they might be.
I loaded these cartridges myself.
I couldn't go back into Shadow because she was dazed.
Affirmative.
She doesn't trigger Overwatch, so there's no reason for us to go into Overwatch right now.
Here I go!
We need to move our units into position so that we can attack her when she reveals herself next. This almost went to plan.
Let's get this going!
Oh, interesting. Is she not gonna melee us? Oh no, she's gonna try to cloak. Okay, we need to find where she is.
At one time, your people fought honorably. Now you scurry in the shadows like rodents.
Moving out.
They're still disoriented. Oh. Well, that makes things interesting. Not quite close enough to melee her.
New options.
That should be enough to force her to back up.
I had not expected this conflict to be so exhilarating. You surprised me, XCOM. Still, the Elder's will is that none survive this day. I cannot be that too potent.
The sonic dispersal waves emitting from that pod are crisscrossing a massive area.
Here come the Lost.
Meaning that thing just rang the dinner bell for every remaining Lost in the city.
An accurate assessment. The entire Lost biomass seems to be converging on this position.
Then let's get you all the hell out of there. Firebrand's en route to the evac coordinates now. Get moving.
We can take as much time as we'd like, just there'll be more Lost infinitely spawned. But we hardly took any damage trying to kill all of them. That's quite nice. I'm gonna be greedy and try to use... Oh, I should have shot the other one. Oh well, I got away with it.
Yay! Did you see me back there?
I'm again gonna play greedy. Trying to use the pistol for every shot. Go ahead and reload.
Must reload now. I await their approach.
Moving up.
Good to go.
While we do want to get up here, we get to the evac point. We kind of want to do it in a slow approach, killing literally everything we come across. That didn't kill him. That did.
We deny our creators.
Hey there.
Initial analysis of these creatures' movement patterns reveals an almost coordinated attack strategy. Perhaps they're not the mindless automatons they initially appeared to be. An intriguing, if not horrific, possibility.
There we go.
That was easy.
Interesting. Did she already unlock that promotion? Go and shadow up.
I was born in the shadows. I can get there.
Hey, dude. Done.
That wasn't thin. I don't plan on losing.
That was the laser sight helping us a little bit. Go ahead and reload.
Is this how you use it?
When it comes to these lost swarms, you want maximum ammunition if you can.
I must run.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on it.
Pistol Overwatch. Here they come.
Shot failed to connect.
How many of these creatures can still be in this city?
Advent has been sending purifier squads into these cities for years, yet somehow the lost survive, even thrive. We do not know why.
I am at your service.
Lot of losses here.
For the Reapers! I require
Wow.
resupply.
That is like the lowest
I must
reveal
reload.
check I've ever seen. I should have moved guy out first. That's what I was worried about happening.
We take from the Elder stock. Weapon ammunition is low. They live no more. Need ammunition. I am watching.
Just go ahead and cut him.
That wasn't thin.
is unfortunate. Exceedingly unfortunate.
Not even close.
I did not exist when this city stood whole. Still, I feel revulsion at what happened to this place, to these people.
I believe you.
So... Yep, here. We're counting on you.
It's my turn. My tower is rising.
If you're wondering, this class is not specifically designed for butchering the Lost. It works really well at it, though. This class was actually a base game mod, and then it got ported over to War of the Chosen.
A great distance.
So, yay. Sharpshooters can do the same thing, by the way, if you upgrade them enough. Like, if you get them the better handgun, you can do that without HDD. So before you go freaking out about how, I'm just breezing through the Lost...
Volk says I am to obey.
Because I have a modded class.
Comes naturally.
I can easily replicate this with some sharpshooter skills. Honestly, a sharpshooter would become a better pistol user than the CPU class later in the game. Oh hey, more victims.
Death to the invaders. There will come a day when my people take back this place for our own.
If they are all like you, that is a likely possibility.
HDD is a one-turn cooldown. Let's go ahead and get moving to the evac point.
Location confirmed.
We'll be extracting in probably 2 turns. Depends on how the Lost deploy.
I never miss a target.
Moving as ordered. No one will cross.
New options. As I orchestrate from the beginning,
I will go. It is under my watch.
I expect everyone to shoot him dead. Good work, Elena. Destroying him.
Volk says hello.
Detecting additional Lost converging near the evacuation coordinates. I advise caution. It would seem the Lost are on to our strategy.
It is the Elder's will that this alliance fall. It will take more than mere Lost for that to happen.
Orders confirmed.
So I'm gonna do something a little dangerous here.
Throw a grenade! Target's neutral.
And we'll demonstrate a game mechanic. Explosives accelerate the Lost swarms. If you're wondering why I hadn't been throwing grenades all over the place.
Sensors online.
purpose.
Okay, there's...
Utilizing
That's
hook.
not where I wanted you to go. I guess that works too.
I advance.
I don't think the Lost can reach you from up there. Well, I guess there's a ladder right there.
Tell your gods I'm coming. I require ammunition.
Okay, who has actions left? Nepgear does. And have you back out. Okay. Don't explain to me how that worked. I mean, other than me rolling horrendous RNG. Also, this guy apparently wants to say hello.
Firebrand's in position, but the evac zone's even hotter than we thought. Running out of time here, people.
Tell her to hold as long as she can. We will be there.
Move it!
I go where you tell me.
Look.
Give me time to reload.
I will move.
That guy up there playing in like that third floor needs to come down here.
The choice is made.
Down from there. It's very dangerous. But
they will fight no more.
No need to ask twice.
Relocating to new frontline position.
Let's do our best.
okay, we're done here.
The entire swarm converges upon us. We cannot hold this position much longer.
Outrider to Avenger, where the hell's our exit? This is as low as I can get her.
No! I do not intend to die this day. I will follow. Foxtala 410.
Time to return home, traitor.
Welcome back to Siberia, everyone.
Our new alliance with these outlying resistance factions presents an intriguing opportunity to study the varying means of survival they each employed all these years.
We may have chosen a different means of resistance, but our people fight for the same reason, for the world we once knew. Together we will end this occupation, or die trying.
You'll do a lot of the second.
The resistance factions take a more flexible approach to training than traditional soldiers. They can often learn multiple new abilities with each promotion. They will adapt to follow your choices, Commander.
Nip here, what do we got? We have swiftness or prioritize. Go ahead and get prioritized. That is effective with the Advent Officer's ability. Just capping people with the revolver. She has like what? She has 22 kills now. She killed a lot of Lost. We'll give Ball Combat Protocol. No, I was gonna make a post Ball. We'll do it later. We'll do Return Fire. I like Return Fire better than Long Watch, but I'll probably end up getting Ball. I just want these posters everywhere. Blade Master. No items recovered. Check our corpse count. Yes, I'm aware.
Given time, your prisoner will no doubt share all that they know, especially when faced with the ceaseless terror of the void.
That also made a poster, by the way.
We should talk to our friends with the Resistance. If we deploy on a covert action, they can help us find out where our captured soldier is being held.
Thank you for sending additional support staff to assist me, Commander. I will make sure they are put to good use.
We've had our suspicions, but before now we've never had the resources to investigate the possibility of clandestine Advent facilities built up outside the city centers. Now that we've gotten word of this black site, I have to admit, I'm worried about what we might find. They could be doing anything in there.
So we'll build a resistance ring in that top slot right there. Alright, so that'll do it for this time. Next time on Let's Play XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. We're gonna go build a resistance ring. Have a look at the soldier bonds we have available. Might do that off camera. And go back to the geoscape. But first let's check how many Lost we butchered. 55. Killed 55 Lost and 2 Purifiers in that mission. Not the highest body count I've ever had in that mission, but certainly a respectable one. Anyway, I will see you next time.